Look at this animal. A shadow moving against the ancient hills of Anatolia. It is a dog of immense size and quiet confidence. This is the Kangal shepherd dog. For centuries, it has stood as an unwavering guardian. Its purpose is singular and profound, to protect its flock from any threat. The wind carries the scent of wolves, bears, jackals, yet the Kangal remains calm, a living fortress, a masterpiece of natural engineering. It does not bark without reason. It does not attack without cause. Every movement is measured. Every ounce of its considerable energy is conserved. This is not a pet, but a professional guardian, bred for a harsh and demanding world. The Kangal's reputation is legendary. Stories tell of its incredible power and bravery. Shepherds in Turkey speak of it with deep, knowing respect. They have seen it face down predators that would make other animals flee. But legends are one thing. The truth, written in its bones and muscles, is another. What is the secret to its strength? How can one dog deter a pack of wolves? The answer is not just size. It is the intricate details of its physical design. Powerful jaws, uniquely adapted paws. The Kangal is a marvel of biomechanics. In this film, we will uncover these secrets. We will go beyond myth and probe the science. We ask, what physical features make the Kangal such an effective guardian? We will view the body as a collection of biological machines. We will measure proportions, analyze movements, calculate the forces it can generate, peel back the layers of legend, reveal physical truths honed over generations on the Anatolian plateau. The story is more fascinating than myth. Our journey runs from ancient origins to the cutting edge of modern science. We will start by understanding history and establishing basic measurements. Then dive deep into biomechanics. How it moves, how it runs, how it turns with surprising agility. We will analyze bite power, uncover hidden adaptations. Finally, we will see how these abilities serve humans. This is the Kangal, told in the language of physics and biology. To understand the Kangal, we must first travel back in time. We journey to the heart of Turkey, to the vast, wind-swept Anatolian plateau. This is a land of harsh extremes, bitterly cold winters, scorching hot summers. For thousands of years, nomadic peoples have herded precious flocks, sheep, goats, and for just as long, they have relied on a formidable ally. This dog is not a recent creation. It is a living legacy, shaped by the very land it protects. Its ancestors, ancient Molosser-type dogs. They migrated with peoples from Central Asia. Their lineage stretches back into the mists of history, not bred for show rings or fleeting fashion. Its form has been dictated by its function. The primary threat to the flocks has always been the wolf, the Anatolian gray wolf, large, intelligent, powerful. Shepherds needed a dog equal or greater in strength, intelligence, resolve. The Kangal was their answer, centuries of careful, practical selection. Only the bravest were allowed to breed, the strongest, the most reliable. That relentless process forged the animal we see today, a specialist predator deterrent of unparalleled skill. The dog takes its name from the Kangal district of Sivas province. Kept in a relatively isolated gene pool for centuries, this isolation was crucial. It allowed key characteristics to become fixed and refined, without dilution from outside influences. Local landowners and chieftains, the Agas, took great pride in their dogs. They maintained meticulous, informal breeding lines. They knew which dogs produced the best guardians. They valued courage, size, a calm, stable temperament. These dogs were not pets. They were essential assets, vital for survival. The role of the Kangal is woven into the cultural fabric of rural Anatolia. More than a working animal, a symbol of strength, loyalty. Shepherds speak of their dogs with pride and deep affection. Companions on long, lonely watches, trusted partners in the daily struggle for survival. The dog's life is one of constant vigilance. From puppyhood, it learns sights, sounds, and smells. It learns to distinguish harmless passers-by from threats. Its entire existence is dedicated to one purpose: protection of its flock. This singular focus is the key to its origin. To begin our scientific investigation, we must start with the basics. We need to establish a baseline. What are the fundamental physical dimensions of a typical Kangal? We must measure them carefully and consistently. Weight, height. A mature male Kangal is a truly imposing animal, 50 to 65 kilograms, or about 110 to 145 pounds. Females are slightly smaller and lighter, but no less formidable. We use a calibrated scale on a flat surface to get an accurate reading. This mass is not fat. It is dense muscle and heavy bone, the raw material for its power. Measure height at the withers, the highest point of the shoulders. Using a measuring stick or wicket, we find that a male typically stands between 77 and 85 centimeters tall. That is around 30 to 33 inches. This height gives the Kangal a commanding view of its surroundings. It can see over the backs of its sheep, scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. This vantage point is a simple but critical advantage. It allows the dog to detect threats from a great distance, giving it precious time to react and position itself between the flock and the danger. We then move to the head, the business end of this guardian. The skull of a Kangal is large and blocky, a shape known as brachycephalic, though not to an extreme degree. We use large calipers to take precise measurements. The length of the skull, from the back of the head to the tip of the nose, is significant. So is its width. These dimensions are not just for show. They provide the space for large muscle attachment points, which are essential for the Kangal's incredible bite force, something we will explore in detail later. The muzzle is strong and deep, but it is not overly short, ensuring it does not compromise the dog's breathing or stamina. Finally, we measure the limbs: foreleg length, hind leg length. We measure from the ground to the elbow and from the ground to the stifle, or knee joint. The Kangal has long legs relative to its body depth. This proportion is key to its surprising speed and endurance. These are not the short, heavy limbs of a fighting dog bred for pit combat. They are the long, powerful limbs of a pursuit deterrent, an animal built to cover vast distances and intercept threats with explosive speed. These baseline numbers are our starting point, the raw data from which we will build our understanding. Section 1. The poetry of motion. All animals that move, from the smallest insect to the largest whale, must obey the laws of physics. For a large, terrestrial animal like the Kangal, movement is a constant negotiation with gravity and inertia. To understand its power, we must first understand how it moves. The study of animal locomotion reveals the intricate relationship between an animal's structure and its function. For the Kangal, every step, every stride is a testament to millions of years of evolution and centuries of selective breeding. Its movement is not just functional. It is a form of poetry, written in the language of bone, muscle, and sinew. It is an expression of controlled power and remarkable efficiency. We begin by observing the Kangal's basic gaits. At a slow pace, it uses a simple walk. This is a 4-beat gait where each foot lands at a separate time, ensuring that there are always 2 or 3 feet on the ground. This provides maximum stability with minimum effort. As it picks up speed, it transitions to a trot. This is a 2-beat gait where diagonal pairs of legs move together. Diagonal pair, right front plus, left hind, right front leg, left hind leg. Diagonal pair, left front plus, right hind, left front leg, right hind leg. This gait is incredibly efficient for covering long distances, a crucial requirement for a dog that must patrol vast territories for hours on end. The length of an animal's stride is a key factor in its speed and efficiency. A longer stride means more ground covered with each step, saving precious energy. The Kangal, with its long legs relative to its body, possesses a naturally long and easy stride. We can measure this by filming the dog trotting past markers set at a known distance. We find its stride length at a steady trot can easily exceed 1.5 meters. This effortless ground-covering movement allows it to shadow its flock all day without tiring, conserving its explosive energy for when it is truly needed. It is a marathon runner, built for the long haul. Another important concept is the duty factor. This is simply the fraction of a full stride cycle that a particular foot is on the ground. During a slow walk, the duty factor is high, meaning the feet spend more time on the ground providing support. As the Kangal speeds up to a trot and then a gallop, the duty factor decreases. The feet spend less time on the ground and more time in the air. This transition from walking to running is a fundamental shift in mechanics. It marks the point where the dog begins to use its legs not just as posts for support, but as springs to store and release energy, a key secret to its power. Beyond the physics and the biology, there is another essential element to the Kangal's story: its relationship with humans. This is not a wild animal. It is a domesticated species, shaped by a partnership with shepherds that stretches back for millennia. This bond is built on a foundation of mutual trust and respect. The shepherds of Anatolia do not treat their Kangals as mere tools. They understand them as partners in a difficult and dangerous way of life. They have an intuitive understanding of the dog's needs, abilities, temperament, an understanding that predates any scientific study. They are the curators of this remarkable breed. We met a shepherd named Ismail on the high pastures near Sivas. His family has been herding sheep and breeding Kangals for as long as anyone can remember. He spoke of his dogs not in terms of their bite force or stride length, but in terms of their character. He described his lead male, Karabash, or Blackhead, as akıllı, intelligent. He trusts Karabash to make his own decisions, to know the difference between a curious tourist and a prowling wolf. This trust is absolute. At night, Ismail can sleep soundly, knowing that Karabash and the other dogs are on watch, their senses tuned to the slightest disturbance in the darkness. This bond begins in puppyhood. The puppies are born amongst the sheep, and from their first breath, they learn the scent and sounds of the flock. They are raised to see the sheep as their family, their charges to be protected. The shepherd guides this process, gently correcting unwanted behavior and rewarding the calm, watchful temperament that is the breed's hallmark. The dog learns to look to the shepherd for cues, but it also learns to be independent, to think for itself when the shepherd is not there. This balance of loyalty and autonomy is the psychological cornerstone of a great guardian dog. The story of the Kangal is therefore incomplete without the story of the Anatolian shepherd. They have shaped each other. The shepherds created the dog, and in turn, the dog allowed the shepherds to thrive in a land filled with predators. This ancient partnership is a living piece of cultural history. It reminds us that the marvels of biomechanics we have explored in this film did not evolve in a vacuum. They were selected and refined for a purpose within a human context. The strength of the Kangal is not just in its body, but in the unbreakable bond it shares with the people who depend on it. We began with a simple question: what makes the Kangal so powerful? We have found the answer etched into every fiber of its being. Geometry of its bones, the elastic power of its tendons, the crushing leverage of its jaws, the force of its stride, the efficiency of its heart, the sensitivity of its senses. We have proven, with clear visuals and straightforward mathematics, that the legends are true. The Kangal is a biological masterpiece, an animal whose every physical attribute has been honed to perfection for its role as the ultimate flock guardian. The evidence is undeniable. Our exploration of this Anatolian Titan has shown us the power of an interdisciplinary approach. History, biology, physics. We have seen how abstract physical principles, like leverage scaling laws, elastic energy, are given living, breathing form in this incredible animal. The Kangal is a powerful reminder that the natural world is the greatest engineer of all, producing solutions of a complexity and elegance that we are only just beginning to fully understand. Its body is a textbook of biomechanics, waiting to be read. Strength, loyalty, perfect adaptation. It is a story of an ancient bond between humans and animals, a partnership that has allowed both to flourish in a harsh and unforgiving land. From the vast plains of Anatolia to the cutting edge of scientific research, this dog commands respect and fascination. It is a living legacy, a guardian forged in the crucible of necessity, and a testament to the enduring power of natural design. We hope this journey has allowed you to see this magnificent animal and perhaps the world around you in a new and more wondrous light. Thank you for joining us on this investigation. The story of the natural world is full of such wonders, and there is always more to discover. If you have enjoyed this film and wish to support our exploration of the science and beauty of our planet, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It allows us to continue bringing these stories to you. For those interested in a deeper dive, a full list of our archival sources, scientific references, and image credits can be found in the description below.